Hi, this is Adam Turtletaub from the Society of Corporate Compliance and Ethics. Joining me from New Hampshire via Skype is Al Gagne. Al will be one of the three co-presenters at the Compliance and Ethics Institute on October 4th for our full-day pre-conference workshop on conducting internal investigations. Al, thanks for your help in putting the program together. Thanks for joining us today. Can you start by giving a quick introduction to yourself and who your co-presenters will be?
Sure, my pleasure to be here, Adam. Yes, I've got over 30 years experience in ethics and compliance as a former director at Textron Systems Corp. And in that time, having conducted internal audits and investigations. Joining me is Merrick Block, who is the Senior Director of Global Compliance for Jabil Circuits, Inc. And joining the two of us is LT Lafferty, a partner at Holland and Knight in Tampa, Florida. Now, LT brings years of experience, having been a former federal prosecutor with the Attorney General's office in the Southern District, and he is now practicing with Holland and Knight, supporting companies who basically bring their investigations to government agencies.
This is a terrific combo, being able to see inside and outside. Now, the workshop, I think, is broken up into six different parts. Can you quickly run through what people will get to hear about?
Sure, absolutely. The first part, which starts out at 9 o'clock in the morning, we talk about beginning the investigation and interviewing the reporter. By beginning the investigation, what we're talking about basically is having a program or process in place. And that is either having policies, procedures, or roadmap to follow. Then we talk about interviewing the reporter, why it's important to make sure you get as much information as you can from the reporter. During the second phase, Merrick will take folks through planning the investigation. What are the important steps that you need to follow to make sure that you get all of the information as you go about collecting your evidence, and conducting your interviews. Then it'll break into the third part, which Merrick will lead a discussion on conducting interviews, getting information from people through the interview process, do's and don'ts of how to conduct the interview. Then in the afternoon session, LT will kick that off by talking about documentary evidence, why it's important to gather documentary evidence, and specifically what kind of documentary evidence is important to supporting your investigation findings. What he'll be very specific about discussing, not to gather too much documentary evidence, just to make sure you have the right amount to make your case. And following that, I'll wrap up the investigation process by talking about preparing the final report. What are some of the things, the important aspects and or components of the final investigation report to be presented to management? And then what we do is at the end of the session, we allow for about 45 minutes of Q&A to give folks a chance to maybe ask questions that they couldn't ask, or they didn't feel that they wanted to ask during the regular session. And by the way, we do encourage people to ask questions and participate when we use some of our scenarios and examples.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a very full and rich and useful day for people. And one of the things I know from past experiences, it's always a very, very popular session. So we encourage strongly that everyone who's interested in attending sign up, well, plan on being there obviously on October 4th, but also to get there early to get a good seat. Al, thank you so much for your help in putting together the program. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Adam Turtletaub. I look forward to seeing all of you October 4th through 7th in Las Vegas for the 2015 Compliance and Ethics Institute. Have a great day.